The universal ethics of the Ten Commandments. The ethical framework and educational inclusion. Part 1. The Ten Commandments are often perceived as a cornerstone of Judeo-Christian religious traditions. However, a closer examination reveals that these commandments transcend religious boundaries, embodying universal ethical principles that resonate with diverse cultures and belief systems. This paper argues that the Ten Commandments, stripped of their religious connotations, can serve as a robust moral framework within our social structures, including schools, promoting values that are inclusive and universally applicable. Furthermore, it will be demonstrated that incorporating these principles does not violate the principle of separation between church and state, as they are presented as ethical guidelines rather than religious mandates. Historically, the Ten Commandments were given to the Israelites as a set of ethical guidelines to ensure societal harmony and justice. At the time of their inception, formalized religion as we understand it today did not exist. Therefore, these commandments can be seen as a foundational moral and legal code rather than purely religious doctrine. This interpretation aligns with the notion that they were intended to create a just and orderly society, a goal that remains relevant across all cultures and communities. The Ten Commandments can be summarized as follows. 1. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. 2. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image. 3. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. 4. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 5. Honor thy father and thy mother. 6. Thou shalt not murder. 7. Thou shalt not commit adultery. 8. Thou shalt not steal. 9. Thou shalt not bear keltehain. Dust ek dusre ki help kertehain. Dust ek dusre koen satehain. Ski dust hameshah mara sath detehain. Kahi kuch bi hojai. Vuhmeshah mari lai hotehain. Bhagvan men dust isli detehain taki hem apni zingi unke sath sherkar sken. The U.S. Constitution emphasizes the separation of church and state to ensure governmental neutrality in religious matters. However, this principle does not preclude the adoption of universally recognized ethical norms within public institutions. The inclusion of the Ten Commandments devoid of religious pretense can be justified on the grounds that they promote fundamental human values essential for societal well-being. The First Amendment to the Constitution states, "Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof." This clause is often interpreted to mean that the government should not establish an official religion, nor should it interfere with individuals' free exercise of religion. However, using the Ten Commandments as a moral framework does not necessarily constitute the establishment of religion. Instead, it can be viewed as adopting a set of ethical guidelines that are universally recognized and valued. Several legal precedents support the argument that the Ten Commandments, when presented as ethical guidelines rather than religious mandates, do not violate the separation of church and state. 1. Stone v. Graham, 1980. The Supreme Court ruled that a Kentucky law requiring the posting of the Ten Commandments in public school classrooms violated the Establishment Clause. However, the decision emphasized the religious intent behind the display. By contrast, presenting the commandments as part of a broader, secular curriculum on ethical behavior can mitigate this concern. 2. Orden v. Perry, 2005. The Supreme Court upheld the constitutionality of a Ten Commandments monument on the Texas state capitol grounds, noting its historical and cultural significance. This case underscores the possibility of framing the commandments in a non-religious context. 3. McCreary County versus ACLU of Kentucky, 2005. The court ruled against the display of the Ten Commandments in courthouses due to the evident religious purpose. However, it reaffirmed that displays with a clear secular educational intent might be permissible. These cases illustrate that the presentation and context of the Ten Commandments are crucial. Emphasizing their ethical and historical significance, rather than their religious origins, can align with constitutional requirements. Universal ethical principles. Thou shalt not murder. The prohibition against murder is a fundamental ethical principle found in virtually every culture and legal system. From the Code of Hammurabi to modern legal frameworks, the sanctity of human life is universally upheld. The Sixth Commandment's prohibition against murder aligns with this universal principle, emphasizing the value of human life and the importance of protecting it. Many religious traditions and moral philosophies, including those outside the Abrahamic faiths, have condemned murder as a fundamental wrongdoing. This universal condemnation reflects the inherent value placed on human life. Thou shalt not steal. Respect for property rights is another universally recognized principle. Theft undermines social trust and economic stability, making its prohibition essential for any orderly society. The Eighth Commandment's prohibition against stealing aligns with this principle, promoting respect for others' property and the integrity of economic transactions. As societies developed, the concept of property rights became essential for economic stability and social order, leading to laws against stealing. Truthfulness is crucial for justice and social harmony. Perjury and deceit are condemned in many legal systems, as they erode the foundations of trust and justice. The Ninth Commandment's prohibition against bearing false witness emphasizes the importance of honesty and integrity in maintaining social order and justice. Ensuring the integrity of the judicial system has always been crucial for justice. Perjury undermines the legal process, so prohibitions against it are fundamental to many legal systems. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Fidelity in relationships is a value upheld across various cultures. Adultery is seen as a breach of trust and a threat to family stability, which is a cornerstone of societal structure. The Seventh Commandment's prohibition against adultery aligns with this universal principle, promoting marital fidelity and family integrity. Across cultures, adultery has often been condemned because it threatens the stability of the family unit, which is considered the foundational building block of society. Maintaining fidelity within marriage is seen as essential for social order. Honor thy father and thy mother. This principle is found in many traditions, including Confucianism, Hinduism, and indigenous belief systems. The Fifth Commandment's directive to honor one's parents promotes family cohesion and respect for authority, which are essential for maintaining social harmony. Part 2. The Ethical Framework and Educational Inclusion. Correlation with major world religions. Buddhism. The 5 precepts of Buddhism include prohibitions against killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, and lying, which align closely with several of the 10 Commandments. Buddhism emphasizes ethical conduct as a means to achieve spiritual development and social harmony. Christianity. Christian teachings encompass the 10 Commandments as part of their moral and ethical guidelines. The New Testament reiterates these principles, emphasizing love for God and neighbor as the foundation of ethical behavior. Judaism. The 10 Commandments originate from Jewish tradition and form a core part of the Torah's ethical teachings. They serve as a basis for Jewish law and moral conduct, emphasizing the importance of justice, respect, and social responsibility. Islam. Islamic teachings in the Quran emphasize monotheism, respect for parents, prohibitions against murder, theft, adultery, and false witness, reflecting the ethical norms found in the 10 Commandments. Islam promotes these principles as part of its broader ethical framework for living a righteous life. Hinduism. Ethical principles such as ahimsa, nonviolence, satya, truthfulness, and asteya, non-stealing in Hinduism, correspond with the commandments against murder, lying, and stealing. Hindu teachings emphasize the importance of dharma, righteousness, in maintaining social and cosmic order. Sikh teachings include monotheism, respect for parents and elders, and prohibitions against murder, adultery, theft, and lying, demonstrating significant overlap with the Ten Commandments. Sikhism emphasizes living a truthful and honest life as part of its ethical teachings. Jain. Ethical precepts, including non-violence, non-stealing, truthfulness, and chastity, align with the corresponding commandments, emphasizing universal ethical values. Jainism promotes these principles as essential for achieving spiritual purity and social harmony. The emphasis on filial piety, humaneness, and righteousness in Confucianism correlates with the commandments on honoring parents and ethical conduct. Confucian teachings stress the importance of ethical behavior in maintaining social order and harmony. Taoism. Taoist principles of compassion, moderation, and humility reflect the broader ethical teachings found in the Ten Commandments. Taoism promotes these values as part of its philosophy for achieving harmony with the Tao, or the Way. The inclusion of the Ten Commandments in schools, framed as a set of universal ethical guidelines, can promote values such as respect, honesty, and responsibility. These principles are not inherently religious, but are essential for fostering a positive and inclusive school environment. By teaching these commandments, educators can provide students with a moral foundation that encourages good citizenship and ethical behavior. Educational benefits. Introducing the Ten Commandments as ethical principles can enhance students' moral development. It encourages critical thinking about right and wrong and helps students understand the importance of ethical behavior in building a just and fair society. Promoting inclusivity. By emphasizing the universal nature of these principles, schools can foster a sense of inclusivity and respect for diverse cultures and beliefs. This approach helps students appreciate common ethical values that transcend religious and cultural differences. Building character. Teaching these principles can contribute to character education, helping students develop traits such as integrity, responsibility, and respect for others. These qualities are essential for personal growth and success in life. Enhancing social cohesion. Emphasizing ethical conduct in schools can promote social cohesion by encouraging students to act with respect and consideration for others. This approach fosters a positive school culture where students feel safe and valued. Conclusion. The Ten Commandments, when viewed as universal ethical principles rather than religious doctrine, offer a robust framework for promoting moral values in society. Their inclusion in social structures like schools can enhance the moral development of students, fostering a community based on respect, honesty, and justice. Given their alignment with ethical teachings across various cultures and religions, the Ten Commandments stand as a testament to the shared moral foundations that unite humanity. Embracing these principles can contribute to a more inclusive and harmonious society, reflecting the timeless wisdom of these ancient guidelines. In conclusion, the inclusion of the Ten Commandments in public education and other social structures does not violate the principle of separation between church and state when presented as a universal set of ethical guidelines. By focusing on their ethical and historical significance, rather than their religious origins, these principles can be integrated into our social framework to promote a just, respectful, and cohesive society.